There truly is no place like Hoag. There is a sense of pride, a deep sense of fulfillment.
I love about my job, I'm given the freedom and the autonomy to do what I think is best for our employees and our patients and their families. We're encouraged to think differently.
The employees play a number of roles. One is they're the ones who provide the wonderful care, and that's why the community provides that support, because they're so satisfied with the care. And the other part of it too is they're the ones who come up with a lot of the innovation and the ideas around how we can be more innovative.
Be that kind of person that you dreamed you would be when you were in school, or that you wanted to be when you're in school or when you're in your training programs. I would say watch the others that are around you. We have great examples all over the institution of exceptional clinical leaders or exceptional support members or exceptional managers. Look to them. Emulate what they do.
Since 1952, Hoag Memorial Hospital Presbyterian has been a beacon on a hill, a place of hope, healing, compassion, and renewal. Nationally acclaimed for its innovation and leadership in the advancement of healthcare, but even more important, admired locally for its extraordinary dedication to the people and communities it serves, right here in Orange County.
Without a doubt, the community is very passionate about Hoag, about the Hoag brand, what it stands for, and so we're just here to uphold that brand.
Like many great institutions, Hoag's beginnings were modest and grew out of an unmet community need. Until Hoag opened its doors, residents of Orange County's coastal communities had to travel miles inland for healthcare services. For the lucky ones, this posed an inconvenience. But for those facing life-threatening emergencies, the consequences were often tragic. In the 1940s, two Presbyterian clergymen, the Reverend Raymond Brahms and the Reverend O. Scott McFarland, led tireless efforts to raise money to purchase land on which to build a community hospital. Their fundraising campaign inspired the entire coastal community. Yet, after 6 years, they still found themselves frustratingly short of their goal. Then they met Grace Hoag, who offered a major financial gift. Mrs. Hoag and her husband George had lived in Newport Beach for 15 years. They deeply loved the community and its residents. Decades earlier, George Hoag had co-founded J.C. Penney. Mr. Hoag passed away in 1948, and shortly thereafter, Mrs. Hoag offered the gift to the hospital board as a permanent memorial to her husband. This generous gift from Mrs. Hoag and the Hoag Family Foundation tipped the scales, and the long dream of building a community hospital at last became a reality. And so, with a modest collection of buildings on a bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean, Hoag Memorial Hospital Presbyterian opened its doors and warmly welcomed the community on September 14, 1952. The Reverend Brahms himself delivered the stirring dedication speech, closing with these prophetic words about the hospital. None of us can predict its future, but all of us somehow feel that it will be great.
George Hoag walked the halls of these hospitals every day until he died. Today, his daughter Melinda is still involved in the hospital. So employees, I never knew George Hoag, I know Melinda. So employees come into this hospital as new employees and they pick up that pride and that heritage.
As Orange County grew through the years and decades, so did Hoag and its legacy of providing life-changing medical care.
Unfortunately, I wasn't here when George Hoag used to walk the hallways, but and that's been quite some time ago, but you think about it, on a weekly basis, I still hear those stories. And so that legacy is still alive and well, and it makes people feel like they're part of something bigger than just being, at a job.
Today, Hoag is a regional healthcare network, serving more than 30,000 inpatients and 350,000 outpatients annually from 2 acute care hospitals in Newport Beach and Irvine. Meanwhile, hundreds of residents receive comprehensive, quality care every day from Hoag's 7 community health centers and 5 urgent care centers, conveniently located throughout Orange County. The hospital's founders might not recognize the modern-day Hoag Health Network if they visited today, but they surely would love what they saw. Hoag's world-class healthcare services span a remarkable array of disciplines and specialties. Today, 5 institutes deliver the region's finest services in cancer, heart and vascular, neurosciences, and women's health. Hoag consistently receives high marks and acclaim regionally and nationally. It has been named one of the best regional hospitals by U.S. News and World Report. In a remarkable 17-year run, Hoag has been endorsed by the National Research Corporation as Orange County's most preferred hospital. But what truly makes us proud is the fact that those we serve, Orange County residents, have chosen Hoag as the county's best hospital in a local newspaper survey, also for 17 years. While much has changed at Hoag through the decades, a few very important things have not, and never will. Those are our deeply embedded values and mission.
The advice that I would give a new employee is pay attention to our mission, pay attention to our values, have that tremendous sense of being a part of a team, and first and foremost, take care of our patients.
Our unwavering mission and values inspire us to constantly push ourselves as we search for new and more advanced ways to care for our patients. In our Women's Health Institute, in our cardiac cath labs, in our occupational therapy programs, in our neurosciences and heart and vascular services. Our mission and values ensure that concern for our patients' well-being and quality of life guides everything we do. It has been that way since opening day in 1952. Something else that never changes about Hoag, and that sets it apart, is the caliber of the men and women who work and volunteer here. Throughout Hoag's history, our patient-centric philosophy has attracted the brightest and most compassionate people in the industry. Hoag gives them the resources and the freedom to use their training and skills to provide outstanding care to those who turn to us for help.
You know, I love my job, and I think the thing that I like most about it is I get an opportunity to experience all kinds of different things. We see people that are sometimes experiencing the worst days of their life, and we see people that are having the most joyous occasion with the birth of their child. And we get an opportunity to interact with our community members in every aspect.
Hoag is able to provide such outstanding care as well as serve as a leader in advancing new treatments, thanks in large part to the Hoag Hospital Foundation. Since its founding the foundation has raised literally hundreds of millions of dollars for the hospital, funds that have gone directly to healthcare services and programs that benefit our patients.
Hoag is what it is today because of the community support that is provided. You think about the facilities, and when you walk in a Hoag facility, you know that it's a Hoag facility, and that's because of what the community has provided. The expectations are high here in this community. The community owns this hospital.
As a nonprofit, faith-based community hospital, Hoag is dedicated to all members of the communities it serves. This includes Orange County's vulnerable residents, those who may not have the financial resources for high-quality health care service. Through Hoag's Department of Community Health, low-income and other underserved residents have access to health care services and social services.
We have had a commitment for more than a decade by virtue of an investment in a community medicine department to actually use our resources to take care of the vulnerable, those that are less fortunate, those that struggle to get access or have access to health care.
I think Hoag is a very special place, and it's different than other hospitals in Orange County and in our community. It is very much a family, and the associates and the volunteers and our business partners are all part of our family. That's a very unique experience, and we'd like to welcome you into our family.
Since 1952, Orange County residents have looked to Hoag Memorial Hospital Presbyterian for outstanding health care. What they have discovered is a true community partner, one of those rare institutions where everyone, orderlies and nurses, doctors and therapists, administrators and fundraisers, truly love what they do, and those they so skillfully and faithfully serve.